back to the channel. It's me, the ultimate otaku. I'm here to talk about anime of the year. The anime that I went through and I watched this year, the year of our Lord 2022. And I'm gonna go through them, give you a brief synopsis, give you my rating of it out of 10. I've started doing this on my TikTok. Plug my TikTok. I'm gonna plug my Spotify because I'm gonna talk about music too, obviously. And yeah, just tell you in general what anime I enjoyed this year, what anime I hated this year, what just in general what my personal vibe was the year of 2022 in terms of anime. So I got my anime list open. We're gonna talk about the anime that have come out and the anime I've enjoyed, I've not enjoyed, etc., etc. And we're gonna go with it. So we're gonna start with the first anime that I picked up this year, Arifureta from Commonplace to World's Strongest, the second season. And you're probably like, well, what? Why are you watching that? That's a garbage show. First of all, be quiet. Second of all, you're right. It's not a masterpiece. It's far from a masterpiece. Arifureta is not, I mean, if you're watching it seriously, you're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like it. You have to watch shows like Arifureta and just Isekai in general with the mindset that it's probably gonna be so cringy and mediocre. But that's the hilarious part. I fucking love the just the cringiness that comes with Isekai specifically. And that's why I love Isekai so much. There's so much bullshit that happens in Isekai. I just love it. I love watching it. I don't know if you understand what I mean, but when you have something that you like watching because it's so funny and it's just so ridiculous, then you'll know why I like Isekai. But yeah, Arifureta. It was the first anime I picked up this year. It wasn't the anime that I was seeking out to see, or like there was one anime that I'll talk about later that when I heard it was coming out, I was like, okay, that's on my list. But Arifureta was the first one I turned on in the year of our Lord 2022. But yeah, second season Arifureta, it was okay. I liked it. There was a couple moments where I was like, yes, main character is named Hajime. I was like, yes, Hajime, get it. You know, be the edgelord that you are. And there was a couple of characters. I say couple of characters, but it's just one. Kiru, what the fuck her name is. She pissed me the fuck off. I hated her. She made me so mad. But she almost ruined the whole show for me, but I survived. I watched the whole thing. Season 3 is coming out next year, so I will be watching that. So again, I survived. Overall, if I had to give it a rating, 7 out of 10. I like this season better than last season, which is saying something because last season did not have Kaoru or Kiru, whatever the fuck her name is. I invite you to watch Arifureta. The theme songs are banger, the endings are banger, music in general is banger. Overall, 7 out of 10 show. Next one we're going to talk about, speaking of banger openings and endings, Sasaki to Miyano. This one's a cute little wholesome BL, like it's wholesome. If you're looking for something to literally cleanse your palate, it's Sasaki to Miyano. Like, there's a couple of anime this season that are palate cleansers that just clean you up. They are eye bleach. Sasaki to Miyano was the first one of this season. So, it's about two boys, Sasaki and Miyano. Wow, who would have guessed? And yeah, their slow journey to falling in love, which I guess is a spoiler, but it's a BL, so obviously someone's gonna fall in love. But yeah, it's really cute. I heard there's gonna be another season, but I haven't seen anything, like a trailer or anything about it, so I don't know. I don't know what that means. But it's really cute. This one, I have to give it an 8 out of 10. It was so cute. It was so cute, honestly. I really like the little visual effects. They had like diamonds, triangle shapes and stuff, kind of like this picture here, in the air every time something cute happened, and it was just like, visual representation of the cuteness that's happening on screen. So yeah, solid 8 out of 10. If you like BL or romance or just kind of slice of life, cute, calm comedy type stuff, you'll like Sasaki to Miyano. Next, Koroshi Ai. This show. This one is a 6 out of 10. I have to say it out of the gate. It was an okay adaptation of the manga. It only did one thing right, which was give a name to the Indian guy, which they just called the Indian guy in the manga. I'm like, when I read the manga, I was like, what the fuck? What do you mean Indian guy? I felt so offended. But in the anime, they give him a name. It was Jim. Nobody ever called him Jim, but that was his name in the anime. So they did that right. Actually, just for that, I'm putting it at a 7 out of 10. Actually, just for that, they get a 7 out of 10. But other than that, it was a mediocre adaptation. The music was banging. I did like the voice acting quite a lot, especially for Ryongha, the main guy. They put the romance tag, but it's barely a romance. It's more of a they're being chased all the time. Like, if I had to put an overall, like, general category, it'd be like a running away anime. They're being chased, basically, all the time, being chased. And there's some characters that try to come kill them, and there's some characters that are on their side, and there's some mystery. There's a lot of mystery and intrigue. Like, I don't know if, you know, you're interested in that kind of thing, but if you like a little bit of mystery and intrigue that's done pretty mediocrely, then you're gonna like this show. But other than that, it's a 6 out of 10 anime, but it gets a 7 out of 10 just for giving Indian guy a name. His name's Jim. Next is Salaryman's Club. This one is about adults. Hold your applause. Hold your applause. I know you're excited. Finally, an anime about fucking adults. That's the worst way to word that. But yeah, I'm really happy to find that it was about adults. It's about adults they're in sales, and then they also have a badminton club on the side, which is super cool. It's a super cool concept, like having a sports team associated with your place of work, and that's really cool. So it's about the main character, Mikoto. He gets fired from his previous job, joins a new job, joins their badminton team, and then from there, typical anime sports stuff occurs. Like, if you watched any sports anime, you could guess the plot pretty much. But it's a nice little twist that they're adults. So it's, I guess, a little different than typical sports anime, because typical sports anime takes place in high school. So if you're interested in adults doing adult things, being adults, then Salaryman's Club's for you. Also, badminton is a cool sport, and everybody should play badminton. That's all I'm gonna say about that. So 7 out of 10 anime. Again, music, they got Mafu on the ending, so that's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. Whenever you got Mafu doing one of the openings or the endings, you know it's a banger. But yeah, 7 out of 10, pretty good show. Next, Tokyo 24 Ward. If you like bright colors, this is the anime for you. There's a lot of bright colors in this anime. So it's about 3 guys. They all have different personalities, and they're dealing with the same thing pretty much, except the main character, the blue guy. He's out of the loop for like 90% of the time. I remember being very frustrated about that. Another thing that frustrated me is that there is a recap episode, and there's only 12 episodes. So I can't remember why there's a recap. I think maybe there was a hiatus for 1 week because of COVID. I can't remember the exact thing, but there was a recap episode. Itadori from Jujutsu Kaisen plays the main character, so that's a little fun thing for you. If you like that voice actor, then you'll really like this anime. So yeah, watch out for the recap episode. But aside from that, 7 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10. Next one, Baro no Soretsu. This one, if you've seen my TikTok, then you know I got a history with this particular show. Drama, melodrama, war, killing people. There's a lot of deaths in this show. Ancient England. Ancient? That's not the right word. Medieval times. That's the right word. So if you know the War of the Roses that happened in like the 14th century, 15th century, in England, then you'll know and recognize names like King Henry the 7th? 6th? My Roman numeral reading is bad. Fuck me. It's King Henry the something. I think it's 6th. It might be 4th. I'm really bad at reading Roman numerals. And Richard Plantagenet, and then Duke of York, House of Lancaster, White Roses, Red Roses, blah 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 blah. If you know anything about the history of England, then you might recognize the structure that this anime is based off of, but it's highly exaggerated. Except give or take 1 or 2 things. So I did research. The War of the Roses, which was what this was based off of. And I found a couple of things was like similar. Like one character's death was the same. But for me personally, I enjoyed it. It was a ride, but I enjoyed it. I'm gonna have to give it a 6.5. It was still not a master. It was far from the best show of the year. Next anime I'm going to talk about is Tribe 9, which if you've seen my TikTok, if you watch my TikToks, then you'll know my anime journey through this year. Tribe 9, which really should be called Tribe 10. I loved it. It was such a good anime. I feel like I'm a little biased because I like Danganronpa. I liked Akudama Drive. But it was good. It was good for what it was. It's about baseball. So if you like baseball stuff, you might be interested in this. I liked it because it's made by the guy who did Danganronpa and Akudama Drive. So I was like, okay, I'm not really interested in baseball, but I liked this show. It was a very interesting concept. The way it was executed was also interesting. There was a lot of surprising things. A few things surprised me. I was like, are you serious? But thinking back on who made the show, I was like, okay, that makes sense. Okay, don't get attached to nobody. That's the main thing. When you watch Danganronpa Akudama Drive in this show, don't get attached to nobody. That's all you gotta know. I'm not gonna say nothing more about that. But because of that, it makes the show very interesting. I quite liked it. The music also elevated it so much. They got Miyavi doing the opening. Banger. If you know Miyavi's involved. There's a couple of anime like singers and like bands. If you hear them, then you know it's a banger. But yeah, Tribe 9, I have to give it an 8.5 out of 10. 8.5. There's a few things that just made me mad. There's a couple things that made me mad. A lot of people would see those things that made me mad and be like, oh, this is a good plot point. This is great. And give it a higher score, but I'm spiteful. 8.5 out of 10. So the last show I'm going to talk about in the winter 2022 season is King's Ranking of Kings, Osama ranking. So technically this did begin in the fall of 2021, but it didn't finish till the winter of 2022. And I didn't even start it until I think like February or March. Like I watched a whole bunch of episodes in a row and I watched it in dub. But Osama ranking, I really liked it. Again, if you subscribe to my TikTok, you know I really like this show. But it was dramatic, it was traumatic, it was cool, it was awesome. Really one of my favorite animes this year, for sure. And of course one of my favorite animes from last year too, but I guess because I didn't start it last year, it doesn't count for me. And just the character development of Boji just throughout the entire show, surprising. I didn't expect him to get to where he got by the end of the show. I honestly would have been fine if he had stayed the same throughout the whole show. I would have been perfectly fine with it, but he improved himself and it was really cool and low-key inspirational. 9 out of 10. Okay, spring 2022, we get to SpyxFamily, which I did watch season 1. I stopped watching after a couple episodes in season 2. I watched a few episodes of season 2, but because I read the manga, I knew what was going to happen. But I did watch the first season because it's been a long time since I read those chapters. So I was like, it's fine. I'll watch it. It was good. That's an understatement. It was really good adaptation. I was very, very happy to see that it was getting an anime because I was like, oh, it was already popular as a manga, but if it's an anime, it'll explode. And it was right. Everybody loves this show to the point where it's a little annoying, not gonna lie. But it's a really good show. I'm very, very, very happy with the voice cast, the music choices, even the English, even the dub. Y'all, the dub is so good. Oh my god. Actually, the next show I'm going to talk about had a better dub, but the dub for SpyxFamily was really good. So yeah, SpyxFamily is about a family, and one of them is a spy. I'm sure you know the general gist of SpyxFamily. I have to give this one a 9 out of 10. It was really, really good. Oh my god. Anya, the voice actress for Anya, I literally could not have asked for a better voice actress. She literally embodies Anya so perfectly. Oh my god, she does the best job. Honestly, I like the voice actors for Yor and Lloyd too, but the one who did Anya is literally, she's the MVP. She's the MVP. She carries the whole show. Honestly, she should be paid double. I'll pay her out of my own pocket. She did such a good job. SpyxFamily, 9 out of 10. Next show, Kaguya-sama, Ultra Romantic, or the third season? The third season of Kaguya-sama. Is it the second season? Am I dumb? This is the third season. This is the third season. I'm stupid. I'm an idiot. Don't listen to me. This is the third season. Don't get mad at me. I get confused sometimes. I don't think did I watch the second season? I think I stopped watching the anime at the second season, but I did watch it again the third season because it's my favorite arc. With Ishigami. I'm not gonna say anything more than that if you did not watch it. Watch Kaguya-sama. The dub for Kaguya-sama, it's impeccable. One of the best dubbing, like whoever directed the dubbing for Kaguya-sama, they need to be paid double. Like I said, Ani needs to be paid double. This guy needs to be paid double too. Oh my god. Because it was so good. For what reason? It was so good. Like I said, it's my favorite arc, so obviously I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. They adapted this arc so well. They did such a good job. Oh my god. Kaguya-sama, it's just Kaguya-sama itself, the whole franchise is a W, so you cannot go wrong. Whether you watch the anime or you read the manga, you literally cannot go wrong. Although if you read the manga, there's a lot of I noticed there's a lot of things that didn't get through to the anime because obviously it's an adaptation, can't fit everything. So if you read the manga, there's a lot of other jokes and stuff that didn't get through to the anime that you laugh your pants off. Maybe it's like copyright. There's a lot of copyright stuff that goes on in the manga, so maybe that's why, but it was hilarious. Just read the manga and watch it. Do both. You can't go wrong. But yeah, Kaguya-sama. What ranking did I give it? Yeah, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10, for sure. So yeah, Spring 2022, the first two anime, I give them both 9 out of 10. This is gonna be my first low ranking of this particular season of anime. Rising the Shield Hero Season 2. Oh my god. If I could put disappointment, like, and put a face to it, I'd put fucking Naofumi's face on it. This was such a disappointment. Season 2 of this show, I don't know how you can take such a good show and just ruin it. Like, I have no idea. What the fuck went on with season 2? What the heck happened? I don't know what was going on. Like, the whole Spirit Turtle arc, and then the whole going to another... I can't go into further detail because that's spoiler territory, but just the way it worked out, just so weird. I just don't like it. It just didn't work. Like, I don't know. It just didn't work. I didn't like it at all. The only good thing was that the other three heroes played even more of a background role in this season than they did before. So that was good. 3 less annoying characters to deal with. But then there was fucking the introduction of the green-haired girl whose name I forgot and I don't care to remember. She just brought the whole fucking show down. Like, oh my god. And she's... To her credit, she's not the whole reason this season sucked. She's definitely a big part of it. But yeah, this show, good show. Just this was not a good season. I think there's going to be another season next year sometime. So we'll see if it gets better, which it might. So I'm going to still watch season 3. I'm going to do it. But season 2, 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. It was garbage. Oh my god. The music was still good. Not as good as last season, but still good. Shikimori-san's not just cute. Oh my god, Shikimori-san! I was so excited to see that this anime got adapted. But it wasn't as good as it was low-key boring at sometimes. Probably because I had the manga. I read the manga, so the manga wasn't as boring for me because I could zip through it. I was hoping it would be better, but yeah, it was a 7 out of 10 anime. It was still cute, the music was still banging, the voice actors were still good, Hachimitsu was still best girl, like, but it just wasn't what I imagined the anime adaptation could be. So yeah. It's still a good show, still worth checking out. Now that all the episodes are out, you can zip through it yourself, but as I was watching it as it was coming out, it just wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. Still an okay adaptation though. Next show I watched, Tomodachi Game again. If you saw my TikTok, I literally did a play-by-play of all 12 episodes of Tomodachi Game. Was that the first time I ever did that on my TikTok? I think so. I never did a play-by-play of every single episode. It was so good. I love Tomodachi Game. Yuichi, he's a menace. He's literally a menace. I was thinking about making a video specifically on Yuichi being a menace, and I might in the next year. I might. Usually I don't put any, like, I don't put any content out in January because it's just not how I've done it the last few years, and I'm gonna stick to that tradition. But yeah, if you want me to do a video on Yuichi, how he's a complete fucking menace, I'll happily do it. But yeah, specifically because of Yuichi's menacing behavior, this anime has it has an 8 out of 10, specifically because of that. But there was a lot of stupid things that happened in the anime, so get ready for that. Get ready for that. But it was fun for what it was. A little game with Tomodachi. Tomodachi means friends. It's a friends game. But I do have to say, I just don't like Tenji's haircut. Why does he have that hair? Why the fuck does he have that haircut? His dad is normal. Why does Tenji look like that? 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Next show is I'm Quitting Heroing, or Yuusha Yamemasu. So this was an unexpected hit for me. I knew I was gonna like it, kind of, because it has, you know, it's not an isekai, but it has those isekai elements. But I didn't think I'd like it so much. I didn't think I'd like it as much as I liked it. I knew I was gonna like it, but I didn't think I was gonna really like it. I really liked Leo. I liked the twist that happened like partway through the anime. Like, this weird unexpected twist that if it didn't happen, it would have just been a mediocre anime. But because of that twist, I was like, yo, this is easily an 8 out of 10 anime for me. Easily. Of course, the music just elevated it and lifted it up. Because there's actually 2 ending songs, and I love that the first ending song's all happy and preppy, and then the second ending song is just melodramatic, because that's when the tone shifts in the whole show. And I love it when anime does that. I love it when anime shifts the tone of the opening or the endings based on what's going on in the show. I'm a sucker for that stupid shit. So yeah, Yuusha Yamemasu, 8 out of 10. Really unexpected hit for me. Okay, next show we're gonna talk about is Otome Game Sekai wa Mob ni Kibushi Sekai Desu, or I'm a Mob in Otome Game. Whatever the fuck the English title is. It's Mob. MobSekai. I think that's what the abbreviation for this is. So the main character is a mob character, even though he's not a fucking mob character. Part of these isekais that pisses me off is that the main character is like, oh, I'm just a mob character. I'm a background character. No, you're fucking not. If you're a background character, you wouldn't get involved in all this shit. Like, if you're a background character who knows what's gonna happen, you know where not to be. But this fucking character... he doesn't know what the fuck is going on. I don't remember what his name was. Is his name Leo too? It might be. I can't remember. But yeah, this guy, he's like, I'm a mob. I'm just a mob. Meanwhile, he's massively affecting the entire world of this show. But yeah, this is such a funny show. It's so hilarious. A lot of people got mad at this adaptation because they made the 2 main girl characters, Angelica and Olivia, Angelica and Olivia, that's their names. They made them look basically the same when they look so different in the manga, and probably different in the light novel. I don't know. I didn't read the light novel. I did read the manga though, and they look so much different. I'm like, why didn't you go with the original manga, like, designs? Like, Angelica still has big boobs. You could still go with that. Like, what the fuck? Like, they look almost exactly the same. I don't know. The character designs in the anime just kind of were not good. I don't know why they went for that style. So that definitely deducted some points for me when I found that out. Like, I didn't like the art style anyway, but it made me hate it even more when I saw the art style in the manga. So if I had to say, probably 7 out of 10. This is a 7 out of 10 anime. It's fun. It's hilarious to see the main character just go, I'm a mob. Meanwhile, he's fucking with everybody and ruining their lives. He literally ruins the lives of several people. It's hilarious. I highly recommend you watch this anime just to see how funny this shit is. It's only 12 episodes. It'll be hilarious for you. Don't even worry. Don't even worry about like following the storyline. It's just so funny. Next anime that I watched this year, the fuck was the English title? I can't remember. Koi wa Sekai Sifuku no Ato de. I can't remember the English title for this one. Love After World Domination. That's what it is. I remembered it. Speaking of funny ass anime, oh my god, if you think Kaguya-sama's hilarious, this one is just as hilarious as Kaguya-sama. I know, controversial statement, but this is just as hilarious as Kaguya-sama. It was so funny. Oh my god. I was so happy to watch this. Like, after watching the next anime I'm going to talk about with this depressing themes, this was so funny. Like, it was literally a load off of my brain. It was so funny. So this show is basically about two people, and they fall in love. And one of them is a bad guy, and one of them is a good guy. And it's hilarious because they're both good guys. And even the other people that are part of the bad organization are not bad people. Like, they just work for bad people. Does that make sense? It's so funny. Like, it's so funny. I highly recommend it. Desumi, the main girl, so cute. She's so cute. Oh, but she's also so powerful. I love it when they make the really, really cute characters the most fucking powerful characters in the whole show. And that's Desumi. Literally, I don't think anybody stands a chance against Desumi. Literally, no one stands a chance against her. And it's the best. But yeah, this was such a funny show. 8.5 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10 for sure. The music was funny. The narrator, I swear to God, I fucking love it when the narrator, like Kaguya-sama, again, I'm gonna compare it to Kaguya-sama. Whenever the narrator adds to the hilarity of the show, you know it's a good fucking show. Like Powerpuff Girls, for example, the narrator would just go off on tangents sometimes. Word Girl, the narrator would just go off on tangents sometimes. It's just so funny. 8.5 out of 10 for sure. Okay, the next anime is the Executioner and Her Way of Life, or Shokei Shoujo no Virgin Road. This again was a good anime. Like I said in the previous entry, there was some anime that depressed me. This was one of the depressing animes because it's about an executioner and a girl traveling together to find a way to kill the girl, and it's just like depressing because they're both friends and they're such good friends. And it's so sad because you're like, okay, well, the executioner needs to do her job. At the same time, she found a friend, you know? And it was a good show. I really liked the music. I don't know what it was about the music, but whenever the music adds to the story, like it did in this show, it just makes the show even better. I mean, there's a lot of show where the music is banging, but it's just kind of there in the background. But this show, it just added so much to the show. And there was a lot of different things in this show that just, I just loved it. And then the concept of Isekai is discussed in the show in a different way than it normally is. Because this is technically an Isekai. The main character has not been Isekai'd, but the other girl has been. So it's a really cool concept. I really liked it. The main characters Menno and Akari, really good foils for each other. A lot of surprising things happen. I'm not gonna spoil anything more than that. This was easily an 8.5 out of 10 for sure. I loved it. This was such a good show. I really hope they do like more to the show. I hope there's another season. Because if there is, I'll be the first. I'll be the first in line. The next show is Love All Play. Technically finishes in the next season, but I'm gonna just summarize it here. Love All Play, the other badminton show that I was talking about earlier. This one's about high schoolers, so this is really the typical anime sports trope. Like, this is literally it. So if you are interested in that kind of thing, then you'll like this show for sure. I liked all the characters, not what the fuck his name is, Yusei? I don't know, the one with the light hair. the light colored hair. He was kind of annoying, I'm not gonna lie. But aside from him, I really liked it. It was so cute. It was such a cute show. I like Badman. I'm a sucker for Badman, as you fucking know. So I really liked the show. It wasn't anything special though. It was definitely a 7 out of 10. The most 7 out of 10 anime you've ever seen in your life. It's this. But it was a good show. Good music, everything. But yeah, it was a good show. And the last anime for this season, I did talk about Baro no Soretsu earlier. It does continue to the next season, but I gave you my rating on that, just so you know. But this is the last one, the last new one for this season that wraps up. This one's called Fanfare of Adolescence, or Gonjo no Fanfare. It's about horse riding. It's about horse riding. Oh my god. And if you were a horse girly like I was when I was a little girl, you're gonna be obsessed. You're gonna be obsessed with this. So yeah, Fanfare of Adolescence. So as you know, it's about teens and their horse riding experience. It's such an interesting show. It's such an interesting show. It's about this main character boy. His name's Yu, and he used to be an idol. Like how else do I describe it? Like, he used to be a music dude, and then he quits to become a jockey, and it's just so good. I love this show. It's such a good show. It sees him and his group of classmates and their development, and like basically how they handle becoming jockeys. There's even one that's a girl. She's a girl, and that's it. She's a girl. And talks about her stuff. It doesn't talk about her like struggles as much because she's not the main character. She's like not even a secondary character. She's a tertiary character. But it does bring up that whole, oh, she's the only girl in the whole place. How is she handling it? They do bring it up a little bit. So that's a little disappointing that they didn't go deeper into that. But aside from that, it's a really good show. Easily an 8 out of 10. They fucking killed it with the music too. Oh my god. Like, dude, so good. Now we move on to the summer season, and this had a lot of shows and a couple of like second seasons as well. Yofukashi no Ta, aka Call of the Night. And a lot of people were like iffy about this show, and I'm not one of those people. I like the show. Oh my god, the atmosphere of this fucking show, it literally captures the night. Like, the night in the big city, it captures it splendidly. I don't know if you've ever been outside at night, like past 10 p.m. in a big city before, and not in like the dirty, like dangerous parts of the big city, but like more of the less dangerous parts of the big city, and just walked around at night. This show is literally that feeling. Like, I don't know how to describe it any more than that. This show is literally that feeling, and I love that feeling. There's nothing like going out for a drive in the middle of the night. There's nothing like it, I swear to God. Especially in the summer, where it's not too hot outside, but it's not windy. It's beautiful. This show captures that, and that's probably why I like this show so much. 8 out of 5 out of 10. The music too was just so good. The story behind this manga is just it's so good. So Yofukashi no Ta is the name of a song from this band called Creepy Nuts, which is a weird band name, but you know what? It's fine. And the manga author, when he was making this story, he was like, what am I going to name it? And he's like, I want to name it Call of the Night because that's the name of my favorite song by this band. And then guess what? The band made the name, like the song with the name of the show, the ending theme. Like, isn't that so cool? Imagine you're a big fan of a band and you name your manga after that band, and then when your manga becomes an anime, that band's song becomes part of the music of that anime. Like, I bet this person, whoever this mangaka is he's died of happiness by now, because I'm dying of happiness for him. Like, that's so awesome. And that's probably why I like the show so much, because I know that story too. And yeah, 8 out of 10 easily. Yeah, 8 out of 5 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10 easily. So speaking of second seasons, I'm a little late on the train, but Classroom of the Elite. I started watching this anime in the spring, like right before the second season came out, because everybody was like, oh, you gotta watch Classroom of the Elite. Classroom of the Elite is so good. I remember hearing about Classroom of the Elite a long time ago, back when it came out, I think 2017 or so. And I remember hearing about it, but I didn't actually watch it because I was like, I don't think it's for me. My stupid ass. It was for me. It's exactly for me. I fucking love Classroom of the Elite. I mean, there's a lot of boob shots, so if you're not into excessive fan service, this isn't the show for you. But it's so good. Like, just the concept of being in a school where you're trying to get your class from the bottom D class to A class and fighting the other classes at the same time. It's just such a good concept. I fucking love it. It's like a battle royale, but there's no battle part. Everything is like mentally battled. It's so good. Main character Ayano Koji. My god, his name's a fucking tongue twister. Such a good I fucking love that guy. No wonder people like him so much. He's like the cool he's like Psyche, but like more maniacal. It's so great. But yeah, this was the second season that came up. There's a couple of other second seasons that are coming up, but this one was the most anticipated because it's been 5 years and nobody thought there was going to be another season. And then there's going to be a third season next year. So I joined at the right time, y'all. Just take my advice. Don't start watching an anime that has no second season until way later. Until after you hear the announcement for the second season. Then start watching it. Then you'll be caught up right in time. But yeah, this was such a good show. I fucking love this show. Again, if you watch my TikToks, you'll know I was obsessed with it. We gotta give this a 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. There was a couple of things that was dumb about the second season. I watched it in English. This is another anime that I watched exclusively in dub because I watched the first season in dub, and they changed one of the girls' voice actors. Her name is Sakura, the character. They changed it to a really, like, the voice actress is fine, it just doesn't fit Sakura as a character. I was just like, who is the director of the voice acting here? Because they did a bad job here. But yeah, 8 out of 10, no matter what. It was a good season. Let's see if the next season is just as good. I hope so. I pray. Speaking of second seasons that you have to wait for, this one I didn't wait for. I watched The Devil's a Part-Timer, I think, not in 2012. It came out in 2012, I believe. I watched it in 2016 or maybe 2017. So I was still a little bit behind, but I was still too far ahead. I should have waited. I just don't like it. The whole Emmy and Mao sort of love thing that's going on, like they're getting closer and closer, like every episode, and I'm just sitting here like, I don't like this pairing at all. Not that I like the pairing of Chi-chan and Mao, because Chi is like, what, 17? I don't know why she's fucking 17. They should have made her older. Like, her being a high school student is completely irrelevant. I'm telling you. She could literally be the exact same character and be a college student. I just don't understand. But not that that would make it any better. Like, Mao's like a couple thousand years old, isn't he? He might not be. I might be wrong. But it's so weird. Like, normally age gaps that in anime, I don't think about it that much, but here in this show it's very prevalent, and it did not ruin the first season for me, because I was like, oh, Chi, like, I like Chi quite a lot, like, she's not a bad character. I don't think she'll get with Mao, but I'm rooting for her. I don't think she's gonna get it, and I don't think they should get together, but I'm rooting for her because I want her to be happy, you know what I mean? But this season just was not it. Sorry. Devil's a Part-Timer fans, if you did not watch season 2, just don't. Just don't. This one was a 5 out of 10. I'm sorry. It was just not good. Oh my god. Alright, next show is actually a new show for the season, called Lycoris Recoil. Lycoris Recoil? Lycoris Recoil. Lycoris Recoil? Licorice is the name of a flower. The little red flowers you see in anime all the time. That's the scientific name for it. Lycoris something or other. So this is about a bunch of girls who are in this organization called Lycoris. Lycoris? Yeah. And there's a boy program too. Like, there's a boy equivalent called Tinklebell or something like that. It's so stupid. It's such a dumb name. But you know what? They barely show up, so it's fine. So yeah, gender equality, I guess, since there's a boy equivalent, but I think the girl equivalent's more powerful, because girls are just more girl power. But yeah, anyway, this is about two girls, Takina and why did I forget her name? Chitose, why did I forget her name? But yeah, it's about those two girls, and yeah, they do girl things together, like kill people, and fight people, and stop terrorism. That, you know, typical girl stuff. But yeah, they also get closer, and it's so cute, and I low-key ship them. I think everybody ships them, actually. And yeah, they're so cute together, and it's such a cute show. The ending kind of disappointed me, but I'm all about that drama. The ending of Demon Slayer also disappointed me too. I'm a drama bitch. I like drama. I like the worst things to happen. But yeah, it was a good show for what it was. 8 out of 10. Next show is a show that technically finished just recently. Like, the last episode just came out, 3 days ago? But that's because something happened with the studio. So technically it finished in the fall 2022, but it is a summer 22 anime called Isekai Ojisan, or Uncle from Another World, which, hilarious. His name's Yosuke. Nobody calls him that. Nobody calls him Yosuke. They all call him Orc Face because his face is ugly. He has an unfortunate face, but he's such a good guy. He's a pure-hearted guy. Anybody would be lucky to have him as a husband. I volunteer as tribute. Fucking marry me, because he's so cute. But yeah, this guy, he got hit by Truck-kun, of course, because if you fucking get hit by Truck-kun, then you go to an isekai, right? He's like in a coma after he gets hit by Truck-kun. So he doesn't die, but he does get isekai'd. And for 17 years, he spends in the other world, and he meets all these people, mostly girls, mostly one girl named Elf. Her name's not actually Elf, it's something else, but we don't know her whole name until the end of the series, so I'm not going to tell you what her name is, because obviously that's spoilers. But, yeah, he meets this girl, and then do they fall in love? No, because he's fucking dense. He's so dense. And he shows his nephew and his girl space friend. They're friends. She does like him, but she's a girl. Like, they watch his memories. Like, he shows them using his magic, because he can still use his magic when he gets consciousness again, he can still use magic. So that begs the question, like, what do you mean he was isekai? Did he actually get taken to another world physically? Because that's not possible, because his body was lying there for 17 years. If that's not the case, then how did he get isekai'd? Was it his soul that was isekai'd? If that's the case, then was his body still living while he was out of his body? Like, there's a lot of things that you gotta question. Anyway, it's a good show. I went on a tangent there. I really recommend it. This is another 9 out of 10 for me. It literally did not disappoint. It was hilarious the entire time. It was so funny. It was just, the comedic time, it was perfect. I like the world building. There's a lot of fan service. A lot of fucking fan service. And yeah, it was very interesting. I really liked it. Isekai Ojisan. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. RWBY Ice Queendom. It was okay. It's a 6 out of 10. It's okay. Studio Shaft did the animation. The animation's good, but the story doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. The way that they went about it, like, if you're a fan of RWBY, then you also probably don't like it. But if you're a non-fan of RWBY, it probably doesn't make sense to you, because they explain the entirety of what Volume 1 and 2, or just Volume 1, in like 3 episodes. So you have only the smallest baseline of what these characters are about, who they are about, what's going on with them, before you get into the story of this. And it's not even canon, so if it's not canon, they should have gone into it deeper. I just don't understand why they did this. It just doesn't make sense. So yeah, 6 out of 10. It's a 6 out of 10. Just, I don't understand the reason for it. Now we move on to fall 2022, which was the most recent anime season. Now, I already gave my review on TikTok for a lot of these anime, and because this is going on my YouTube, I'm gonna review it again. But yeah, if you watch my TikTok, then you'll see my reviews for some of these. I might change my mind because this is a different video. And I made that TikTok video a while ago, so but yeah, in general, this is my review for this season. This is the most recent one, starting with Chainsaw Man. What can I say? What can I say? Bloody, gory, pretty good with the adaptation. There's a couple of things that they left out, but it's an adaptation. What do you expect? In general, it's a 9 out of 10. Like, I can't even lie. It's a really good adaptation. The music was on point, they had a different ending for every single episode, which I thought was so cool and so unique. Well, that's 12 new songs to add to my fucking playlist. As if my playlist needs more songs. There's like 500 songs on my playlist. Link in the description. I don't know if there's actually 500. I don't know. But there's over 24 hours of songs. So if you wanted to listen to my playlist all day, you could. But yeah, good show. Good show. Next is Mob Psycho 103. I did not like this as much as the last season. This season, it's still a 9 out of 10 anime, but this season disappointed me. Not as much as Devil's a Part-Timer or the Shield Hero. Those two disappointed me in ways I've never known I could be disappointed. But this show only disappointed me a little bit. Just a little bit. So, while season 1 is a 9 out of 10, season 2 is a 10 out of 10, this is a 9 out of 10. So, that's all I gotta say about that. Blue Lock. She is that girl. She is that girl. It's gonna keep going till the next season, so it's not completely done yet, but for the first 12 episodes, Blue Lock is it. Blue Lock is it. 9 out of 10. I love this show. Some of the animation is weird, but the story overall, I love it. I fucking love it. There was a little twist that happened in episode 11, I think, that I was just like, well, fuck this show. I love it. Like it's one of those twists that if it was me and I was in the show and that twist happened to me, I would fucking murder somebody. But because I'm an outsider watching it, it's a show, obviously. So I'm just like, this is hilarious. I love this. It's easily it's 9 out of 10 easily. Did I say 10 out of 10? It's a 9 out of 10. But there's still 12 more episodes, so it could disappoint me. I hope it doesn't, but it could. So the next two anime I'm gonna mention, Eminence and Shadow and then To Your Eternity, both have 20 episodes, so they're not over yet, but majority of the episodes came out already. So I'm gonna give you Eminence and Shadow is so far 7 out of 10. It's, what do you expect? It's a fantasy anime. It's an isekai. It's hilarious. Boobs. Like, what can you do? And then To Your Eternity, I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. I'm confused on a lot of things. I'm sure it'll make more sense once the whole show is out. That time, I reincarnated as a sword. Tensei Shitara Ken Deshita. Pretty good show. 7.5 out of 10, easily. I like Fran. Fran was good. There's a lot of forgettable characters in this show. So fucking many forgettable characters. And that's the main reason why it has such a lower rating compared to my other shows that I liked. I really like this show. Just some of the side characters were so forgettable. Like, oh my god. Ask me to fucking name anybody else except Amanda and Fran. You can't get me to name anybody else because I don't fucking remember their names. It's just so boring. But yeah, it was a really good show for what it was. Next is Shinobi no Ittoki. Again, another show that was good for what it was. Not a masterpiece by any means. This is a self-contained show. I remember saying that a lot in the beginning of this video. I stopped saying it. But this is one of those self-contained shows. Like, by the end of it, there doesn't need to be anything more added to it. I think it's okay. It was a little rushed the last few episodes, but what do you expect? I think it could have been stretched out to 13 episodes and then made a little bit more well-rounded of an ending. But the budget was only for 12 episodes, so what do we expect? Pretty good. Main character's name Ittoki, so there you go. Now you know his name. His name's the title. Yeah, 7.5 out of 10. I liked it. It wasn't bad. There's a couple things that disappointed me very much. Very much disappointed me. But it was okay. So next is Beast Tamer with the long friggin' title. Yusha Party wo Tsuihu Sureta Beast Tamer Saikyo no Nekomimi Shoujo, I think. Very long title. But the English, this is one of the only times where the English title is the superior title, where it's just Beast Tamer. Whoever did this, give them a raise, because they were the smartest person in the fucking world. The person who went from Bokudake, I can't remember the entire, Bokudake ga Machi ga Inai, fuck me, I can't remember the whole title. Erase Japanese title, and then erase English title. Whoever did that needs their pay cut, because what the fuck is erased? Like, that's not even close to the Japanese title. At least Beast Tamer's in the actual title. Whatever. Beast Tamer, typical fantasy. It's not an isekai. I keep thinking it's an isekai. It's not an isekai. The main character's way too overpowered for his own good. But it's a good show. I like it. Not a masterpiece. Tanya is best girl. Tanya is always best girl. But yeah, pretty good show. What's the rating? I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. No problem. Okay, this next one, I can't remember what the English title is. I think it's I'm the Villainess and I'm Taming the Final Boss. I think that's the English title. Ayaka Akuyaku Reiju Nano de las Bas wa kate mimashita. Oh my god! This character, Eileen, the main character, she's the villainess character, if you didn't know. I liked her. She was hilarious. She was a boss. She was the last boss, period. And that's on period. But it was a funny show. There's a lot of weird things that happened in the plot that I was just like, what the fuck? By the way, there's like this show has a lot of points where it feels like it should end, but it didn't end. So get ready for that feeling to overwhelm you. So because of that, I have to give it a 7 out of 10 because there was just a lot of points where I was like, oh, is this the ending? No, it's not. And there was a lot of things that happened that kind of backtracked the character development of Eileen and then the main guy, the last boss, Claude. I was just like, what the fuck is this? But there was a twist villain, which I liked. I really liked it. That was a good one. But yeah, it was a good show. 7 out of 10. If it wasn't for that overwhelming feeling of this is gonna end right now because it feels like it's gonna end. If it wasn't for that, it would be an 8, but it's a 7, so no problem. Next one. Can I say this is my favorite anime of the year? I can't say that. Tribe 9 was in this year. I have to say it's my favorite anime of the year. I have to say Lycoris Recoil was probably my second favorite, easily. Because that one, even though I knew what was gonna happen, Lycoris Recoil, sort of, I liked it quite a lot. This one, just from the fact that I had no fucking clue what the show was about when I went into it. I heard it was just it's called Akiba Maid War. So my guess was it's about maids in Akihabara. And it's true, that's exactly what it is. But it's just the way it went. Go into the show blind. Go into the show blind. I have to give it a 9 out of 10. No, 8.5 out of 10. The ending was kind of meh. But that happens in anime a lot. Oh my god. But it was so good. I fucking loved it. There's just so many things in the show that happened. I was like, what the fuck is going on? But this, I love this show so much. Akiba Maid War, 8 out of 10. It was beautiful. I fucking love this show. If I had to recommend any one show, it would be this. For sure. Easily. The next show I'm going to talk about is Kyoku no Karasu, or The Raven of the Inner Palace. This is another show that I thought was going to be better than it was. It was still a 7. It was still an 8 out of 10 anime. 8 out of 10, easily. I love the vibes of this show. The main characters were pretty good. Shusetsu. I can't remember any of the fucking names of these people because it was just so confusing. It was like watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and hearing them go gold experience and then you seeing the bottom like text saying golden wind and I'm like, what the fuck? There was a couple of them that were so dumb, like fucking, speaking of part 5, sticky fingers. You'd hear fucking Brucherati go sticky fingers and then you'd see at the bottom it would say Zipperman. I'm like, the fuck? That kind of dissonance fucked me up in this show. Like there's a lot of names. Like it's a Chinese inspired like show, so the subtitles were showing you the Chinese names, but the voices were talking in the Japanese versions of those names. Jusetsu, that's her name. It's literally written right there. I'm so stupid. Jusetsu. But the Chinese name was like Shuyue, but I don't know because they didn't fucking pronounce it. And I was just like, do I need to wait for a Japanese, like a Chinese dubbed of this Japanese anime? What? Like what? So I'm waiting for that. Like I don't know if they'll ever do it, but I'm waiting for it because I want to hear how you pronounce these names. So that fucked me up. It was very hard to like read, so it made it really hard for me to memorize anybody's names except Jusetsu, which I remember now because it's written right here. Anyway, is there a romance in the show? Not really, no. If you want romance in this show, it's not. If you want a show with romance, it's not this one. There's hints, but I don't think it'll happen, honestly. There is an age gap between the Emperor and Jusetsu, the Raven consort, which is why it's called the Raven of the Inner Palace. She's the Raven. But he's like 20, I think, 20 or 21, and she's 16. That's not too big of an age gap, but it's still a big enough age gap that it's weird. There are other characters too. I fucking don't remember any of their fucking names. I think one was Mei Mei or Nei Nei. I can't fucking remember. But yeah, there's more to the story than what I've said. I'm not gonna give you any more of it because I don't fucking understand it. It's just, what rating did I give? I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. Now that I think about it more, I don't think I understood shit. I'm gonna have to rewatch this show just to try to understand the plot. The fuck is going on? Anyway, pretty good show. It's a pretty good the vibes are immaculate. The beginning and the ending song, immaculate. The vibes are immaculate. Just the storyline is a little confusing. So go into it with a big brain, unlike me, with my one brain cell. The next show is Diabetes. It's pure diabetes. If you're at risk for diabetes, don't watch this show because you'll be diagnosed with type 2 diabetes after you watch this show. All joking aside, speaking of romance, this is literally the romance show of the season. There's so much romance, it makes you sick. Mushikaburi Hime, Princess, the Bibliophile Princess. I don't know why the fuck they call it Princess of Bibliophile. The fuck does that mean? Bibliophile means a person who loves books, right? I don't fucking like it. Now that I think file? Like, that's such a weird, that's a weird name. Whatever. Bibliophile, somebody who likes books. That's this girl. Her name is Eliana Berenstain. She's Berenstain Bears. She's one of the Berenstain Bears. Anyway, she's cute. Her love interest is Prince Christopher. He's cute. It's cute. There's a lot of repeating storylines, so I have to give this a 6.5 out of 10 just because of those repeating storylines. Eliana, I understand being insecure, but her insecurities make the whole show just not easily watchable, to be honest. So yeah, it's cute for what it is, but some of the storylines are just dumb. Now we're here with one of my favorite shows of the season. I know I said that about literally all these other anime, but this is such a good show. This one's gonna continue into the next season, but half of it did come out already. It's called Cool Doji Danchi, or Play It Cool Guys, where it's about, well, there's a 5th guy now, but there's 4 guys. I mean, you can see the 5th guy right there in the poster. I didn't notice that in the poster when I saw it. I was like, oh, there's 4 guys. There's a fucking guy in the back too. Who honestly could be my favorite character, but they all are airheads. It seems like all 5 of them are airheads, but I don't understand how the 5th one's an airhead. All of them have different airhead qualities. One of them, his name is Hayato. Whenever he forgets things, he gets so embarrassed, he turns all red and stuff. There's another kid, I say kid, he's the youngest one. His name's Shun. Whenever he does something embarrassing, he acts like he did that on purpose, which is hilarious. There's another guy, his name is Soma. Whenever he does something embarrassing, he laughs so much. It makes me want to laugh. And then there's the last guy, his name is Mima. Mima or Miwa? Miwa. And whenever he does something embarrassing, he doesn't even notice. It just happens. It's so funny. It's so funny to watch these guys go through their embarrassing airheaded lives. But it's so cute and it's so wholesome, and I highly recommend it. And everybody needs to watch it right now. Everybody needs to stop what they're doing and watch it because it's so great. And I'm so happy it's continuing because it's continuing. But yeah, it's a good show. If I had to rank it now, because there's still 24 more episodes, I highly doubt it's going to change. But you never fucking know. I have to give it 9 out of 10. It's exactly what it's advertising. It's about guys being cool, but also guys playing it cool. It's hilarious. It's a hilarious show. If you want to watch something funny and cleansing your palate and giving you some eye bleach, this is the show. Next is Yon nin wa sorezore uso wo tsuku. I just did that. The 4 people and their respective lies. It's about 4 girls and they're lying. Spoiler alert, one of them's not a girl. These girls, they all have varying levels of secrets. Some of the secrets are dumb, like the boy dressing up as a girl and pretending to be a girl. I feel like that's the dumbest one. And then the other 3 are increasing in severity. And it's funny. there's sci-fi elements, supernatural elements. It's cool. It's hilarious. It gets serious in some points. It's very sweet and wholesome in other points. I really like the show. It was a very good show for what it was. There was only 11 episodes, which I thought was dumb. Why was there only 11 episodes? There should be 100 episodes. But it was good for what it was. I really liked it. I highly recommend it. If you're looking for something to cleanse your palate, this is the one. But yeah, really good show. I rank it 8.5 out of 10. It was really good. The next show is called Eternal Boys. Idol anime. This has 24 episodes. We only got half of it right now. So far I love it. 9 out of 10. Easily. It's about these 40-year-old men who are idols now. That's it. Hilarity ensues from there. It's so funny. It's so cute. It's so great. The music's a bop. I don't think it'll go downhill from here, and if it does, I'll eat my words. But I really like it. It's a 9 out of 10. Easily. Speaking of idol anime, Idolish 7 Third Beat Part 2. Honestly, I didn't think it would be as dramatic as it was in Part 1, but it's just as dramatic. And there's still like 5 or 6 more episodes left, which is weird. Why is there 17 fucking episodes? That's weird. But yeah, I fucking love it. Idolish 7 is one of my favorite idol anime like franchises. It's so fucking good. Like, and for what? The music is banging. This season 2, we got a new group with new music named Zool. Why they named Zool when that's so close to Fool? I don't fucking know. Who cares? They're cool. And yeah, so the drama is still 100% in Idolish 7 Third Beat Part 2. It's still there. If you live for the drama and you missed all the drama from Baro Soretsu, I can't fucking remember the name of it. The fucking War of the Roses, fucking Requiem of the Rose King. That's the English name of it. Why did I forget? If you're missing the drama from that from a few seasons ago, then this is gonna fill that niche for you. Idolish 7 has drama up the wazoo. Like, it's so dramatic, but in a like more realistic, like it makes sense why this is all dramatic sort of way. A few characters in this show, like I already have characters I hate in Idolish 7, namely Kujo 10 and the other Kujo guy, whatever the fuck his first name is. I don't like them. Like, fuck that. Especially 10. Fuck 10. I don't care. But there's other characters now that I previously really liked that I hate now. And I was like, yo, I love this. How do you make me love this character so much just to turn it around and make me hate them? That's how much drama is going on in the season. Easily. I mean, there's still like 5 more episodes left, obviously, but it's easily a 9 out of 10. I just love Idolish 7 so much. Like, there's no reason for it to be this good. Like, none, but it is. I highly recommend it. If you don't like idol anime and you don't care for idol anime, then just watch Idolish 7. I'm telling you, if you only ever watch Idolish 7, it's a disappointment because Eternal Boys exists, but Idolish 7 is a good choice. If you just stick to that, it's a good choice. So we have Human Bug Daigoku. This one, honestly, it's one of those sleeper hits. It's not bad. It's the art style. The art style is so weird, but I like it. Now that I've finished the series, I like how unique the art style is. But when I started, I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Why is this at like 1 frame per second? It's on purpose. The way they did it was on purpose. And I honestly liked it. It made it unique. But the story was pretty self-contained. There is possibility for another season, but I don't think they should make another season. It was good for what it was. I really liked it. It was really fun. It was really engaging. There was a twist that now, after I finished the whole thing, I should have seen coming, but I didn't see coming. And I like it when twists are obvious, but not too obvious. You know what I mean? So it was really good. I liked it. It was really good for what it was. What am I gonna rate it? I think I'll rate it 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10, easily. And that's it for the entire anime of all of 2022 that I've watched. There's way more anime, obviously. You're probably like, how come you didn't watch this? How come you didn't watch that? How come you didn't watch that? Trust me, I probably am watching it, but I just didn't finish it in time for this video. But all the other anime I just started, like Kami Kuzu Idol, which came out in the summer. I just started that. I'm on episode 1. Episode 2, sorry. So I don't think I can give it a rating. So far it's fine. But I'm so excited for the next season of anime, and I'm very, very happy with the amount of just peak that we got this year. So good. I hope to see you guys next year when we see more anime. And yeah, good luck on your anime journey. Please consider watching some of the anime that I've listed here today because they're just really good, especially the shorter anime, because we sometimes overlook the bigger anime or the shorter anime or the like not as much mentioned anime because of the larger anime that's going on at the same time. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, check out these anime and let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and have a good day. Please have a good day, and we'll see you next year.